After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball. Hi, welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 132. Today is December 7th. We are podcasting for Tuesday early because there are things going on this week that we have to attend to.
Did you state that it was a Sunday?
It is Sunday.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you actually stated.
I just said it was December 7th, and it was 2 days early. So if they wanted, I have a nice little line because we have the podcast in the back room today because it is Sunday, and my husband and my other daughter want to watch movies or whatever it is they're doing.
And if they miss the movies, they get behind on the Christmas movies.
Yeah. So you're gonna get this lovely little light for me, and it'll go away when the sun does whatever it does. We have a little crack in our blind.
It's not like it's broken. It's just that little space where you have the string to open and close the blind. And
so I just have a twinkle in my face.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I did what I could to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's this one right here.
It's a magic line.
Yeah, that's that right there.
It's okay. So it's all good. Anyway, it is 2 days early.
Otherwise, I like the lighting back here.
Yeah, it is back here. If we do a good at a good time, it's good back here. It's a little crowded though.
It's very crowded.
We want to welcome. Oh, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnicle, almost everywhere. I'm not very active on the social media except for Ravelry and my writing groups, but I'm probably most active on Ravelry. I am on Instagram occasionally, but not often.
My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy, on Ravelry and on Instagram. I am not always the best at keeping up on the Ravelry pages. I'll go through a period where, I'll go through a period where I will answer a bunch of people at one time, but I'm consistently behind.
I've been answering in batches, and a lot of you have heard from me. Some of you are still waiting. I have not forgotten about you. It's just I haven't been able to get. I've had things going on that have taken my time, so
I'm going to apologize in advance for any sniffling, coughing
for either one of us.
From either one of us.
It's bad.
We're fighting some allergies.
Allergies have been really bad here in Virginia, so we apologize in advance.
Make sure to grab your cup of tea or whatever beverage is of your choice.
Water for me because I'm too gunky for anything else.
What is in your mug? We would like to know. I have read people's responses.
I love reading the people's responses.
I keep feeling like something's like hanging out right around my nose. Might just be my hair. I currently have Earl Grey Moonlight. We have a specialty tea. Specialty tea. Okay.
Yes,
specialty tea and confection shop in town.
Yes, it's awesome. Thank you, Karen Faye, for bringing it to our attention.
Yes,
Karen Faye, who's been here, 3 months? We've been here 15 years.
Although they just started they just hit their year mark on the 6th.
And we hadn't been in town, so because we haven't been doing CCD.
So, and also they were on the wrong side of the street for us.
Yes, we don't ever go on that side of the street.
But
that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
I'm trying to pull out a notebook so I can have something to write on for the shout-outs. Because it seems to work better when I do the shout-outs.
That's because she's a control freak.
She doesn't do it right.
I do it exactly right. It's just not the way you do it.
Which means it's not right.
Which means it's perfect.
I have started, I guess you could call it a tea journal. Describe a random journal I happen to have. And I have a list of the teas they have at the tea place.
This should be done in author whatever it is, because we haven't done intros or anything. Hello?
Well, we were talking about tea and mugs.
I know, but
it fits. What I currently, like I said, I have the Earl Grey Moonlight, in my mug. And remember the last time I had this on the podcast, it was really sour. I talked to a lady who sells the tea, and she says it's because I oversteeped it, which is what I kind of figured might have been the case. So I'm making notes for each tea. She said that one of her frequent flyers, for lack of a better term, writes their notes on this. And I was like, well, that's too small for all the notes I want to write. So I'm doing a journal of the different teas and how much I steep them and if I put sugar in them or not. All sorts of notes. Probably going to put notes of how sweet they are, if I need to add more or less sugar, whatever. Milk. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a tea experience there.
Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers, particularly, well, everybody, of course. We are glad to have you back with us, especially now that the craziness of the holidays have started up. We know that people are busy trying to do other things, get the tree up, whatever it is you do. We want to welcome you, but we want to welcome in a special way the people who have taken the time to introduce themselves in the introduction thread. We have Knit Venture, who is Pamela. Welcome, Pamela. And NM Mama. Just like she said that the end is short for Ann. So I guess she has E&M Mama. I guess maybe her children are begin with E&M. Mama. Her name is Heather. Welcome, Heather. Swamp Hens 2. Welcome, Swamp Hens 2. Sharessa? That's pretty. I don't know how to say it, though. Sharessa, who is Sharessa. Welcome.
I bet it's Sharissa.
It might be. Brownie Knits, if you can tell us, Sharissa, what your name is, because I don't want to mispronounce it. Brownie Knits, who is Gina. And Brownie Knits has a podcast.
Sorry for the noise. I'm mixing my sugar in my tea.
Can it wait? Brownie Knits, who is Gina, and she has a podcast. I think it's called Brownie Knits and Crochets, and she's really good. In fact, she gave me an idea for journaling. I think she had A Knitter's Life. I think that's her name. The other girl that she had, they had a crossover episode, the one I was watching, and they had suggested a kind of journal for your knitting and crocheting. I need to go back and revisit. I already had the journal picked out, and I know Mel Ski had said something about that from Single-Handed Knits.
Well, what kind of journal? I did not watch the episode, so...
Well, I have to go back and relook at it. It struck me that I want to do it, but I'm going to do it.
I know Kay's doing one.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than some of the other ones I've done. The one who is Brownie Knits co-host said something about she uses it like for design ideas or dyeing ideas, I think she said.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't dye, so I will maybe do designs or maybe just, how something works up.
Because I have the equivalent of one for designing where I have sketches that I do and I write notes, but it's not an official journal.
Right. Well, this would be great, I think, because it might help me to focus on things I want to do. And I've been wanting to do that ever since I heard Single-Handed Knits talk about it. But the way these girls, Gina and her co-hosts were doing it, sounds like something I might actually stick to. So, and just between the two of them, they do it different. Gina had little tabs. It looked like little tabs from what I can tell on hers. So, and she had one that was for, I think, the co-host name is Christy, I think. And I apologize if it's not. I have to go back and look. But she said she has one tag for her specifically because she likes all the stuff she does. So that's kind of cool. But anyway.
So it sounds like it's not just things that, for at least Brownie Knits, it sounds like it's not just things that she's designing. It sounds more like...
No, it's more of a knitting, crocheting. I think it's even, like, I think Christy, or I wish I could remember her name, she does all kinds of things. It sounds like she's one of these people, kind of Martha Stewart kind of person, who does all kinds of things really well. And so,
because Kay says, like, hers, she has things that are pretty that might make her think of ideas for design.
Yeah, and they have that too. Pictures for colors, pictures for designs. And I thought, even just watching them, she gave me an idea, just watching them. So,
because I also have my, on my computer, it's not really a journal, but I have files of the different names of different toys I'm going to be doing, and I have pictures thrown in there to sketch off of when I'm able to get to that point.
Right.
I used to do a lot more drawing than I do now, and eventually I should show you the sketch of the bunny that I did before I actually made it into a 3D.
Well, you shouldn't do that until after it's released.
Right. Actually, I think that the sketch I might make a copy of it and stick it in the pattern
That'd
as
be kind
well.
of cool.
Because drawing has now become a big part of my toy design. So it's actually getting me back into drawing a bit to do the designs.
I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. I lost my doohickey. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So my journal is not nearly as official. Mine is I have a sketch pad, and then I have, one of those binders where you have the plastic sleeve. When I'm working, I have a sleeve for each pattern that I'm working on.
Yeah, we all need to find our own way of organizing. But this, if you want to watch something could be, as far as I can tell, I only watched one of their episodes, and it was Brownie Knits and this other girl together. And I'm looking for the other girl by herself. They look like they'll be very inspiring. They're fun to watch. I have not watched.
Now, did you say Brownie Knits is the one who's more into a little bit of everything, or is that her pal?
The one who seems to be Martha Stewart is her friend.
Is her friend.
Okay. But Brownie knits and crochets. I think she dyes and spins as well, but I'm not positive. I only watched one. Gina, you can tell us. Get in the thread and tell us what you do.
I'd love to know how people who do everything manage to keep up in Ravelry.
Yeah.
Because
Well, Gina said that Gina and I think her name is Christy said that they met at a coffee house and stood there for 5 hours. I'm like, wow. I wish I could do that. But I think they don't get together very often either. But anyway, that's a very long introduction to say that podcast is well worth looking into, I think. All right. Popping into the toy along. Moving along very quickly. I was all caught up, and then more toys showed up.
Well, I was going to be only 2 behind in the episodes, and I'm going to be 3 behind once I put this one up.
Mm-hmm.
I was put on call one night, got called in at 2 a.m. for work, but from, I think you guys went to bed at 8, so about 8:30, 9 o'clock till 2 a.m., I spent most of the time catching up on Ravelry,
Right.
which means that I'm not, instead of being 10 threads behind, I am 5 threads behind.
I got very caught up, even on the toy along, and I don't mind. We don't mind playing catch up. Don't slow down. We like seeing all the chatter. We like seeing all the pictures. Don't slow down. Just know that we get behind.
Oh, and Debno Durft, I believe that's North Durft. I had you in the swap. I did get your message. I will be responding to you. It was such a sweet message. I wanted to give it the proper time that deserved.
Right. I wish that I knew if my Swappy got it. It said that it got delivered to the porch, so I'm hoping the same day that yours got delivered. So I'm hoping that she has it. I think she might have, like you said, sporadic internet access. So hopefully she will let me know soon. And I don't want to say who it is because until she says it, I don't want to be a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the toy along, it's moving along as we said very well, and we have had lots of really great toys. Some of you guys are toy machines. I thought I used to like to make toys. I do. But it's just...
and we're all thinking of TMB99.
Yes.
What's the first name again?
Teresa and Kaori.
I haven't seen Kaori.
Kaori's put up another... She's had 7 up there now, or 8.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, and another one who's been busy is Maureen.
Rav name's Mama.
Maureen is Victorian Studio.
Okay.
And Kaori is the narwhal. I forget her name.
Yeah. Because I can't tag her if I don't know her name.
Well, she's the one with the fish, the narwhal.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Well, you'll see it when you get on there. But anyway.
Kaori, hopefully you're watching.
Well, it should be in the notes here. She is...
oh, that's right. She's already tagged.
Yeah, she's already tagged. She is...
Pawpaw 5?
Pawpaw 5, yes.
Okay. Because I think of you guys by your first name, but if I don't know your Rav name, it means I can't tag you.
I just love all the creativity that's going on. I mean, some of these things, somebody made, I think it was Teresa who made the possum and the baby. And then I think it was Kaori who did the kangaroo and the joey. They were so cute. They're adorable. Lots of really cute, sweet patterns, and I am putting down things and trying to remember to put down things that are just adorable.
was supposed to catch up more on Ravelry yesterday and maybe see some of the toys, but I uploaded. I put onto my computer my program from it's called Intertwined, I believe. Entwined. It is my charting program for design, and I got sucked down that rabbit hole of playing with different cable designs.
Butterflies.
So there is something in the works there, as well as, you know, the bunny that's currently in testing, and then another toy that is waiting to be begun.
Right.
But and I think that Kay has another toy.
Oh, does she?
In progress.
Because I haven't had a chance to watch her yet. And Kay and Dan from the Bakery Bears
Mom.
are our co-hosts.
Yes, they are. For the toy long.
For the toy long, they're fantastic.
Dan was made a very brief reference to Dumb and Dumber, and Kay did the same eye roll that we do when Dad mentions Dumb and Dumber. It must be a guy thing.
Watching Dumb and Dumber will give you brain damage. Okay. But in any event, Kay and Dan are our co-hosts, and they are fantastic. And she is one of our featured designers, as is Talia, Franciscan Gypsy Designs.
I must have missed my sugar well enough in the first time for this tea. Sorry.
Let me get through this. We have been running since October 1st. It has to be started by October 1st.
We've been running, or the toy long's been running?
That too. And so it has to be started at that point, but it can be finished or not finished by the end, which is December 31st, midnight on December 31st.
The only requirement is that you started during the toy long time period and are working on it during the toy long time period.
And it must be a toy.
Yes.
Preferably a stuffed toy, but we did say only toys, so we are accepting all toys. Be they dolls or animals or whatever. We had some adorable ones.
Paul sent me a picture.
Paul who?
Oh, sorry. My friend in California, Paul.
Okay.
No, but not Paul Lee.
Not Paulie.
Who is also from California, I think.
Yes.
My school friend, Paul. He sent me a crocheted baby doll picture.
Did you see the anatomically correct crocheted baby doll? It's creepy.
Yes, I think it's the one. I think it's the one that Paul sent me. I'm going to show you.
It is the creepiest.
It's really creepy, and I told him so.
It's just creepy.
I don't know what it is about. I
think because it has the crochet fabric, which I love for the stuffed toys, but for skin for a baby, it makes me think of something like unnatural.
It just really creeped me out.
I saw it on Ravelry.
Well, he sent me.
Or maybe I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, this is it. So, hold on, I'll pause it when the picture comes up, and then I'll show you guys too.
It's just, but yeah, okay. Toys must be.
Yeah, this must be.
That's it.
Yeah, you saw. So it's the same one that you.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll show you guys.
I mean, it's very realistic, but it's just the creepiest.
It's the creepiest thing. I just find it's not focusing. There, I find that so creepy. I'm not sure.
And the pictures show that it has little boys and little girls.
It just creeps me out.
I mean, it's very well done.
Well, also, I have never personally cared for crochet dolls that look like people. They creep me out for some reason.
They don't bother me normally. That one's just so realistic that it creeps me out. But anyway, okay, so our co-host.
I think it's funny. You saw the same pattern that Paul sent me.
Okay, we talked about that. Chatter, Chatter doesn't get prizes. Sorry, guys. These are crocheted. They can be used for whatever reason. Oh, we do allow double, triple, quadruple dipping as long as
whatever amount of dipping.
Yeah, as long as the people that you're
dipping
with don't mind. That's fine. As long as it meets both our rules and theirs, that's fine. We don't care. All whips and FOs will have one chance of a prize except for Franciscan Gypsy Designs and Bakery Bear Designs, which will get 2 for the finished object only. And you may do one, you guys can probably say this better than I can, 1 whip per week per project, and the finished object whenever you finish it, regardless. Please create a project page for each project and tag your projects PHNBBToy 2014 on Ravelry or hashtag PHNBBToy 2014 on Instagram. You can do both. We don't care. And we gave you some suggested toy designers in the thread that I'm not going to go over. We have several prizes that we went through last week, and in the interest of saving time, because we blathered so much this starting into, we're going to...
It's just going to be a long one.
It is.
Sorry.
Yes, it is going to be a little longer.
I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
No, if Dancing Geek and...
Yeah, I've come to the conclusion that Dancing Geek can do a 2.5-hour podcast. Ours isn't too bad.
No.
And you can cut it wherever you want to. And he's funny. I mean, I've watched part of it, but I have to do it in sections. Marigold Jen gave a skein of her sock wet yarn in the Firestarter colorway. Karen Faye donated a skein of Bird Griffin yarn in the Bugga Base, which is blue. Maria Wilhelmina, who was Marriott, donated a skein of Mama Llama yarn, which was gorgeous. You saw the colors last week. Bella Socks was I think it's Alien, A-I-L-E-E-N.
Yeah.
Donated 2 skeins of Malibu lace weight in vermilion.
I always wonder if that's pronounced Alien or Eileen.
Eileen is E.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Alien is a name, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
10 Hours or Less was George. Our George has
Our
donated,
very own George.
Our very own George. We have to put that, like, in his name. It's like a title.
Our very own George.
Has donated 3 of his patterns to each of 3 of his patterns to one of each of 3 winners.
Yes.
And he'll send a coupon.
He has a bunch of new ones. I thought he had a sale.
He did have a sale.
Okay.
It fell in between the podcasts, so I couldn't advertise it. We have a skein of No Maker's fingering weight sock yarn in the Sparkle Gnome Base Tippy Jolly colorway, and 1 Plover Bill small project bag and Stacking Dolls fabric. We
have a new ad in our group.
I know, I saw that.
Isn't that cool? That's the stuff that, did you see the Knitting in Circles podcast where they showed those things where you can clip it on the end of your needles to keep your work from falling off?
No, but I saw that she had the sale. I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool.
I put some of those on my wish list for Christmas.
I saw that. Yeah.
But
I think it
looks really cool.
Yeah.
Just check, you know where you can scroll through our ads? You're going to see, I think George has one up.
George has one.
Heidi has one up. Does Sarah have one up?
Sarah's ran out this time. She was up there. She might come back later. We have that fairy yarn.
Yes, I can't remember.
And I forget, there's one more, and then that lady you just said.
Yeah.
We have 4.
But this lady was new to me. I'd only seen it mentioned on Knitting in Circles, and I thought it was cool then. I was really happy we have an ad because I totally want some.
Yeah. So check out the people
who have their ads at the bottom, and you can scroll through them.
Yeah.
Poor Heidi. She probably gets charged 20 million different times because I'm always hitting her ad.
To see what she has.
Yes.
Heidi, we visit you. We use your ad. Yes.
I should just go to Etsy and type in Heidi's shop, but it's so much easier to hit her ad and go, what does she have in there?
We do use it, Heidi. Oh, and Heidi, before I forget, Dennis, we put it out here. Where'd it go?
Oh, well, I know. I saw him put it out here too, but I don't know what he did with it.
Oh, here it is. Heidi, look what my husband and my daughter
We
found.
thought that we had seen the movie you talked about, but we were thinking of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is the same people.
This is the movie that she based her Fire Miser,
let's see.
One is Snow Miser.
Snow Miser and
Fire Miser, isn't it? Or Heat Miser.
Heat Miser.
Yeah, Heat Miser. Heidi, I've never seen the movie. My daughter Davina found it and showed it to my husband. $5 at Walmart.
I've had that song stuck in my head. I wake up and I'm singing that song.
I was excited when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to show Heidi. Okay. All right. So do you have any? We have been blathering. This is the episode of many blathers.
Waffling on.
Waffling on. Courtesy of Denise K. and Tilly Trout. We are waffling on.
Oh my God, Denise.
Okay. And Tilly Trout. Tilly.
I've written K like 12 times here. In case you're okay, I forget to tag you. I've written you down 12 times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
Okay. All right.
And did you tell Tilly where your name came from?
Yes, I did. I told her on her thread. So
for those of you who are not familiar, Mom's name came from
my name or my Rav name.
Well, tell them again because now we brought it up.
Okay.
And besides, not everyone's been here the entire time.
I am Lady Fernico. Our last name is Fernandez, and my husband always wanted to have a company, and that he was going to have it be Fernico. Fernico from Fernandez and Company. And I love everything medieval and Renaissance and all that neat kind of stuff, and I love the idea of Lady something. So, Lady Fernico.
The funny thing is, when we first started podcasting, everyone was pronouncing it without fail Franco.
And Daniela still does that.
Oh, does she? Well, she was in that first group of people.
I hug Daniela because she still calls me that. It's so funny.
Well, it's like a blast from the past when we hear someone say Lady Franco.
Yeah. So it was pretty funny. So that's where my name came from, my Rav name.
And mine, just because we're talking about Rav names, Franciscan Gypsy. The college I went to was Franciscan University. Seems like eons ago now, but I guess I graduated a little over 5 years ago. And during that time period, before I tore my earlobe, I used to wear really long dangly earrings. It was actually before I was growing my hair out again, too. I had really short hair, but I had long dangly earrings, and I used to wear really flowy skirts. And I would be called things like Gypsy or Esmeralda.
Yeah, she had a miraculous, medals, holy medals on a chain, and it looked like a very heavy. You'd see them on the gypsies in the movies and stuff. It's like this long chain full of medals, and so she looked like a gypsy.
Well, even when I didn't have the chain anymore, I was still called.
Well, by that time you had the name.
Yeah. So that name it's unique, so I know it's not taken anywhere else.
Yep. Well, that's one of the reasons I couldn't use Shadowlight. I was surprised people had it already, and I always liked the idea of Renaissance, and medieval. And yours is that much as well, because I can talk much.
Yeah. Okay,
can we please go forward?
No.
And that's the truth.
Okay, how many lips do you have?
I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you go first.
Well, that'll be easy because I will just show you a bag.
A bag?
Hold on. Sorry, this is about to fall and to be a mess. So, in this bag is the test for my new bunny pattern. So I can't show you because it's in progress. Those of you who are testing for me, and that's Nikki, and Lise, who is Funny Mom 8.
And Robin?
Yes, and Robin.
Robin was Hank's mom, though, not the other Robin.
Yeah, Hank's mom.
And me.
And you, yes. There have been several corrections sent out, so hopefully you all have seen that.
You might want to mention the one in the expanded version in case anybody's...
I already sent...
Oh, you did? Okay.
I already sent those corrections out.
Okay.
Because I made them awesome.
Ha!
No, anytime there's a significant...
that was a pretty significant one.
I skipped a row in the expanded version that I had in the...
It was in the other version, fine. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
So, it's in edit. It's constantly in edits. When I'm working on it, I'm catching things. I've caught several things.
And it wasn't that it was anything that it was wrong. It's just that it was really funny because I didn't notice it. It went from row, what was it, 10 to 12 or 11
it went from
to 13 or something
11
like that?
to 13.
Yeah. I didn't notice the number was missing. I just knew that what was supposed to be happening was not happening. So, and it's all right in the other version.
Yeah. So, yeah, just keep an eye on your mailboxes if you're testing for me. For anyone who is interested in testing, the test for the bunny is going until January 1st when it should be released. There are still a couple slots open if you want to get in on it.
It's a pretty cool crochet.
And I understand if you don't because this is the Christmas season. This isn't the best time to try to get anyone for testing. But I really appreciate anyone who would be interested in testing.
Right.
So yeah.
It's a fun pattern.
The bunny is in here.
Okay, are you doing another one or am I just...
You're going.
Okay, my first one is what was your bag?
Oh, that was the TARDIS bag, by Ploverbird.
That Tilly Trout likes. Or is that the other one she likes?
I'm not sure. I have 2 TARDI bags.
Yeah. Okay, this is my bag, French Lady's bag. And I did a little bit of progress on my Apple of My Eye blanket from the Newborn Baby Blanket pattern by Altadena Green. And I am using Knit Picks 10.5 or 6.5 millimeter needles, my circulars, and this is Bravo worsted in red. And I think I've done maybe 4 or 5. I need to go back to putting my doohickey on here, but I think I did 4 or 5 rows. I don't have a whole lot of time.
I use the stitch markers to mark a lot of times when I'm doing important things, so I just figure you guys will have to figure out where I was last time.
So this is the right side here. And it has, there's been a little bit. It's not a whole lot of growth. And this is the back, because Tanya, I like the back. Yes. Okay. And I'm enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. I do this as one of my plops. That I just kind of pick it up. I usually do this one in the Adoration Chapel after I finish my prayers because it's quiet and I can pay attention.
I don't have plops because I figure I don't need to convince I know I'm going to have as many projects as I want anyway.
Well, I just do. It's not so much as I want to have.
Well, Tilly admits it's a justification.
Well, for me, it's not even a justification. I just like the word. I want plops. Tilly, I want plops. So thank you for giving me plops. Yes. Okay. It has nothing to do with whether it's a long-term project. I just want plops.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So there.
Moving onward.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I need to take a drink. Let me get my show notes out. I can't put my show notes where I usually do because let me try. Maybe I can still see it. Okay, I guess I can see that. Okay. So the next one I'm going to show you, and I'm going to try to quickly finish this row while I'm talking, is the scrap log cabin blanket. And it's based on the idea of log cabin blankets. As I stated, I think every podcast. Oh, light's like right there.
Yeah, you got it now.
Hold on one second, guys. This is something I can't really help this time around because of our changed location.
Right, and this will be a one-shot, pretty much a one-shot deal unless we have the podcast again at an odd time. The lighting is good in here. It's just that we get a little bit of the
when the sun moves,
kind of effect.
When the sun moves, we can't really do anything. There we go. Yeah, the little bit of shafting is moving in my face, but at least now it's not.
What do we call it in writing? We call it, shafts. We call it shafts of sunlight when we do our writing. Oh, I think it was Renee who asked me about writing sites. Renee, in case you haven't looked in your PM box, I did respond to your question and gave you some links. I hope they're helpful to you.
Renee who?
I don't know what her Rav name is. It's Renee. I can see her.
Because I think we have a couple Renees.
I can see her avatar. She knows who she is because she sent me a PM, so she knows who she is.
Well, I hope she knows who she is.
And I can tell you if you want to tag her. I can tell you when I get there. But
okay. But I did get to finish my row while we blathered on. Or waffled on.
Waffled with syrup.
So
powdered sugar with waffles. That's how they have them in Belgium.
I'm not sure if I'd like it just with
They
powdered
have
sugar.
it in Belgium. I used to live in Belgium, and for 2 years, I went to high school there, and then my husband was transferred there as well. And we would go to the Grand Place in Brussels, and you would get a waffle, and they would put powdered sugar and ice cream on it. It's more of a dessert than a breakfast.
I was going to say, that's not really a breakfast.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, waffling on.
So, I'm using various worsted, bulky, and occasionally lighter than worsted yarns. Not any fingering for this blanket. And it's just based on the idea of a log cabin.
Mm-hmm.
This has grown.
Yes, it has.
And there's a color I'm working on now.
Where did that come from?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's really pretty. I can't remember what project it came from.
Is that Davina's hat?
No.
No. Where was that from?
I'd have to look it up.
That's really pretty.
So, yes, it is. I think I'm almost done with this game. I'm trying to go till I finish this game. But if I go too much longer, it might be too big of a log. So I'll have to see.
That's awfully pretty.
And it's mixtures of like blues and purples and green.
If you do another one, tie another blanket, you can just use that as a center.
And that's what I was thinking as well, if I decide I want to finish the log.
Right.
But there we go.
Okay. And what needle size are you using?
Oh, I have to check and see. I don't even tell anyone anymore. So, US 8s. Okay. I figure for the most part no one cares what needle size I'm wearing.
Huh?
I'm using.
Okay then. All right, that goes right into my What's in the Square blanket, which is in my Vera Bradley bag, which is on the floor, so I'm not going to pick it up. And I have made...
Just like I'm not picking up the
made quite a bit of progress
bag
on
that I have mine
in. Excuse me, Taya. See, it has I've made quite a bit of progress on it. I've hit the yellows now.
Yeah, hers is much bigger than mine at this point.
I'm about ready to change colors. And this, again, is also a recipe. This is on the wrong side.
Although you're not looking at any pattern either, right?
No, I'm not. It's more of a recipe.
Well, you say, I didn't even look at the recipe.
No, I didn't look at a recipe. I'm just saying that I guess I'm thinking of a recipe in my head, like when I cook in my head.
Okay, because I just like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm not.
It's an improvisation more than it's a recipe.
Yeah,
it's like jazz.
I don't like to sew, so this is. I'm just going round and round and round and round, and I love it. It's fun, and if I finish this one in any time, I'll probably pick up and do another one because I like it.
Exactly.
This is my second plop, Tilly. My second plop. I like it, and this is almost the size for a baby blanket, almost. It's a nice size lap blanket, and I'm using an eye hook, and I think next time I do it, I might do it in single crochet, which will take me forever, but it'll be a little tighter than it is. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And I'm using mostly worsted weight, although I do have some fingering weight doubled in here. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Next one. So in my Plover Bird bat bag, I have worked a bit on Caliente, which is Lady Sunnyside pattern by Tanis Lavelli. I'm using Dragonfly fibers in the Traveler base, and the colorway is Airport Hot Sauce. And the size I'm making is size 36. Now, I was tempted, and I'll probably resist the urge, to add a cable that's not in here. Because what happens is after you finish with the top and the sleeve, I guess you could say cuff, you just have stockinette other than the cables on either side of the button band. I was half tempted to add a cable down here. So debating it in my head.
How will that affect this fall of the fabric?
It might make it a little tighter, which would probably not be a bad idea, but I'm debating it. Because I think it would be pretty. I'm just not sure if it's a good idea or not. But
why don't you think it might be a good idea?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm thinking on it.
Think. I think
I'm a lot more likely to improvise what I want than I have been in the past. I'm not sure if I need to add stitches if I add a cable in there. Although I think it's a fairly loose pattern, a fairly loose fitting sweater. So if I add a cable, it shouldn't hurt me too much. It'll just tighten up a little bit there at the sides. So it might actually be a good thing. So I'm debating. I just have to decide what cable I would do. If I would do the, it'd probably be the cable front versus the cable back. But here we go. I'm almost done with the yoke and getting to the point where I really do need to start thinking about whether or not I'm going to add that extra cable. So it's looking really pretty so far.
It is looking pretty. You can actually see the kind of the formation now.
Yeah. Well, you've been able to see the formation for a while.
So I haven't seen it really that way.
And it's kind of bunched on the needles right now, but I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
I like the color.
Yeah, it's really pretty and really does like hot sauce. Sorry, I'm really gunky right now, guys.
Where's that? Where are you keeping that?
Remember I told you the Batman?
Oh, the Batman. That's right. I said Batman. Because I'm distracted. Okay. So, my next project is in my Knitting's My Bag, Sea Turtles bag, and I can't show you it because it is my test for Talia's pattern. And it is, I did a lot of work on it, but I can't show it to you yet. So, there. Oh. Okay, your turn.
Hang on. I'm trying to see. which cap goes to which. I think this one goes to... No, I think it might have been... Yeah, I think it's this one. I have 2 caps here, and I had forgot to cap
You mean point protectors?
Well, I call them caps.
Ah.
Okay.
Just to clarify for the people out there.
Alright, so the next one is Noel, which is the Selena the Cat pattern. That's my pattern. One of my patterns. I'm using Knit Picks Brava Sport in the colorways white, black, grass, and cotton candy. Now, because I'm using sport, I went down to a E-hook, which means when I go down for the nose, I'll have to go down to like something obnoxious.
Like a D or a C.
Oh, well, I already went down to D for the original pattern.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. So
I'll
probably have to go down to C or a little below that.
Or you can switch the weight of the yarn.
I don't think I have any pink and fingering.
Yeah. I might have some.
So I think I'll just have to go down to obnoxious size. But this one probably it will have a home when I'm done with it. That will not be here.
The only one I allow it to go to.
We have someone who works at the meat counter in Martin's who just got out of the hospital, and she's always been very, very nice to Davina. So she'll be getting the kitty, I think.
I think she'll like it.
So the main body is finished. Well, the chest head is finished. Now I'm doing the body itself. I'm out of my increases and headed into just crocheting around and around. So progress is being made. I think I'm going to have 3 of the legs have long stockings and 1 have a short stocking, like maybe the stocking rolled down or something. So yeah, progress has been made. So it's a nice, she's a nice givable size.
Mm-hmm. Especially for an adult.
Yeah, not so, I mean, I wouldn't give the size necessarily to a child. Mm-hmm. It's not as fun as the large size. But this is good if you just want to give an adult a nice, fun little toy.
Because she'll keep it up on her shelf. Or
Yeah.
put it on her bed. She's really nice. She appreciates a lot of different things. And she spoils Davina rotten.
Oh, she absolutely loves Davina.
Okay, my next project is my Warm Wishes Afghan. I was going to do my other one first, but since you already talked about that one, I'm going to talk about this one. I pulled out the Afghan that I was working on for Taya's friend because I can do it for her later. This one is also for the friend at the meat counter. And it's an Afghan. I'm doing this with 2 strands of yarn held together. And it is the Pound of Love, no, Caron Pound. In royal blue and I think it's federal blue or something like that. So you can see the colors aren't showing up as well as I'd like. We're losing some of the sun, but you can see that there are 2 different blues in there.
Well, it's because I just closed so many of the curtains when the lights started moving.
Here, and I just started this yesterday.
It shows a lot better over here than it does in camera.
Yeah, it does. I'm trying to show. I've got a.
It's showing okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know if you can see. It'll show better hopefully when I get further along. But there's a 5-column kind of front post stitch there. It'll be on either side because I want a little interest. Because this is pretty potato chippy. It's just double crochet and then I've got the post stitches. Because I would like to get this finished relatively quickly so I can give it to this lady who has been so nice to Davina, and she was to give you an idea of how much we appreciate this lady. When we got to Martin's to go shopping, one of the workers ran up to us on our way out and said, "I've got to tell you, this lady has been in the hospital and she's getting out and blah blah blah." So she searched us out. So it's really important that we finish this, and it's living in my. This is my Cloverbird chai tea bag, large sweater size. And your friend will just get another thing later on. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so the next one is Thor, which is the Diana's hat pattern by Joanna Johnson. This is Mom's Diana's hat that she's been asking for from Eon. And this is not the right pack. It's not in this bag. It's in the other bag.
Did you bring it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I just grabbed the wrong bag. The yarn, because I still haven't put it in my show notes, is Cascade Paints, I believe. Cascade Heritage Paints, and it's Thunder colorway.
And it's so pretty.
So it shows the colors showed up really nicely when I was sitting by the window, but it's not showing up nearly so nicely now.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the blue variation.
It's really, really pretty. It's a lot prettier than it's showing up in this light.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some of the pops there.
It's not overly bad lighting in here right now. It's just that that's such a
subtle
yarn.
This yarn is very subtle, and unless you have amazing light on it, it does not show to its...
Natural light is fantastic for it.
Yeah. But it's really pretty, and it's making its progress slowly but surely. This is my walking around. I'm waiting in line. I have a couple free minutes here and there knitting. I don't do this at home, so that's why my Diana's hats tend to take a while, because I don't knit them when I'm at home.
Okay, my last one that I'm working on is my Cranberry Cowl, which is, I started it today. It's from the Versatile V-Stitch Cowl to Wrap pattern by Kara Gunson. Gunson, I think that's how you say her name. And I'm using a 5mm H hook and Caron Simply Soft Solids yarn in the burgundy color. I'm calling it the Cranberry Cowl because it reminds me of cranberry more than burgundy. It is in my knitting den Kiki-Boo bag. Okay, my owl bag, my Christmas bag that Talia gave me. And I was so proud of myself. I thought I didn't twist the stitches, and I'm going to have to pull this out because I did twist the stitch. I started it, and you can see how pretty this color is.
But it's totally twisted.
So I'm going to have to see how I can do this without twisting it, and if I don't get frustrated, so I can get started. Because the pattern's not hard. I just need to get this so it doesn't twist. I don't know. Maybe I will do the first row flat and seam it and go from there. I don't know. Just the first row or two and seam it. I don't know. We'll see. I always have trouble, this is why I don't like to do things that are longer than a few stitches that you have to connect in the round, because I always twist it. So hopefully I'll be able to fix this. I'm not too far. I just stopped. I said there's no point. I'll just show you what I've done and fix it later.
Last one is, for me, the Dark Cherry Hat, which is Alvieri by Woolly Wormhead. I guess it could also be called Alvier, but I call it Alvieri. By Woolly Wormhead. I'm using Cascade yarns, Cascade 220 paints in the colorway Dark Sunset. And if you want the number, it's 9928. I cast it on because of Tilly Trout. I really liked how hers looked on her, and I probably will end up doing a little bobble on the back. Well, I thought I had enough yarn, but I don't. And this is a discontinued color. That's all I have left, and I'm not anywhere near done. So I did manage to find some of this yarn online. I got lucky. So I'm waiting for it to come in. So this is on halt until my yarn comes in. It just means that I'll have extra yarn left over for the blanket when I finish the hat, because I'm more than halfway through this hat, so I'm not going to need the whole skein for the hat. Especially since after I think I have to have a total of 10 of these rib things, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just need to do 2 more of the rib things before I start decreasing, I think. So that's not going to finish my other skein of yarn. It's just going to make it so I can finish the hat. Because I put too much work into this to just rip it back. And I didn't want to just put black on top. So I'm hoping the color will match this very well.
Hopefully.
This is a yarn pig.
A yarn hog?
Yeah, I just didn't expect it to eat up this much yarn. Now, granted, I didn't do a gauge swatch. I never do a gauge swatch for hats. I still think it'll fit. But I just ended up needing more yarn than I realized. I thought that I had enough. I even looked at the yardage. I guess I needed more than suggested. I don't know. So there we go.
Okay. Moving on. Do you have any FOs?
I do not.
I don't either. No FOs. Let's see. Royalties? Oh, I forgot my indie string yarn.
We'll have to show it next time.
But it's in the other room. I've been waiting for 3 weeks for this.
It's too much effort to climb over all this stuff.
I'll climb this way. Just keep talking. I'll climb this way.
I'll put us on pause. Because, yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry, I just wanted to show this.
She couldn't wait.
I've been waiting for 3 weeks to show this because it takes a while to get from Oregon to Virginia or to California or wherever to the West Coast to Virginia. And every time I would think, oh, it's coming, it would miss the podcast. It missed the podcast the last time we did it. This is the yarn I won from Indie Spring for her.
It's really pretty.
Winter something. This is Mad Tosh Sport. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the colors in that. I just love it. Indie String. It's so pretty. And Daddy said he thought it goes with my other one. My
okay.
We'll see. Sorry for the crinkling. I had to show you that because I was really excited about it. So thank you, Kay, Indie String, for making such a wonderful prize available. I really appreciate it. I love it. It's very soft. It's very pretty, and I can't wait to make something out of it.
And I just want to do a quick mention to Googly Eyed Yarn, who is, I think it's Sandra.
Sandra, yes.
I have not responded to a couple of your messages. I wanted to make sure I put appropriate time into them, so I do plan on responding to you. I think I have a couple of yours to respond to. Maybe I answered you.
I think I have a couple for her as well.
But
she's so sweet.
At this point in time, I do not plan on designing knit toys. My brain just doesn't really want to go in that direction for knitting. At this point, I'm most likely just going to stick to crochet toys with dabbling knitting for other things. I mean, things are always subject to change, but at this point in time, I'm not as inclined to do knit toys.
Okay. Let's see. What else did you have for, how many did you have, just one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I really didn't look through it, so.
Yeah.
Mom picked up this magazine for me when she went to Walmart. So, I haven't really looked through it yet. This is probably the one thing that I did think was pretty Great Falls. It's got some cables on it. But I haven't looked through this enough to really give you a fair judgment of what I feel about it.
I was very excited because it's been a long time since any of the stores around us have carried any kind of magazines that we want. So I picked that up for her. And I picked up the yarn I showed you for the cowl, the red. I picked up 3 skeins of that, plus a couple of crochet dude hooks I'm not going to show you. I picked up these 2 books. This one especially has some stitches that kind of sparked my interest for designing. So I have to see what that has. I know I've been saying that for a while. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do it. I did pick up 2 magazines. This one is the companion to the one that Taya showed you, but this is for crochet. And part of the reason I picked this up is
10-Day Enchanting Ireland includes the knitting and stitching show in Dublin.
Okay. Ooh. This is the similar pattern as Taya's, just a different.
Mine doesn't have that in the back.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
This is a similar pattern to Taya's in that it has the same general way of wearing it. The cables are a little bit different, but it's the same kind of pattern. I just went ahead and did two of each. I haven't really looked through it again since. This had a lot of patterns that I liked in it. This is the other one that I really want to show you. I don't know if it's not focusing there. That's the companion to Taya's. This is Make It Crochet. It's new from the editors of Interweave Crochet, and this one was mostly hats, but I wanted to show you a couple patterns real quick. This one, which I picked up from Ravelry, but I'm glad to have in a book form now. I just love Stephen the Bunny. I think he's adorable, and I hope to make him soon. And the other one is, Look at this. It's called Frog Charming. So I'm looking forward to doing some things out of these magazines. And that's my stash enhancement.
That's a really expensive trip.
Most of them are. So, all right. Do you have any autobiographies?
Let's see. We're still reading The Wish Song of Shannara.
Mm-hmm. I made a lot of progress on that.
I'm still behind. Although we're noticing similarities between certain characters in this book to characters of the other book.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that Will Almsford's daughter Bryn is a lot more like his grandfather Shay than
her father.
Than her father. Will. It's interesting. Bryn, like Shay, is a lot more. Things are happening to her.
Mm-hmm.
People are protecting her, and she's supposed to do something important in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shay, he was protected. He really didn't know what he was doing.
No spoilers.
Well, yeah, but important in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Will, from the get-go, is
a protector.
A protector. He is in charge of his own. He's always asking questions, even if he's being manipulated by Al-Anon. Yeah. And that's no spoiler. If you even read one chapter of the first book, you know Al-Anon manipulates everybody.
Al-Anon is Al-Anon.
That's not a spoiler.
And that profound statement there. Al-Anon is Al-Anon.
He's a little different from Gandalf in that way. Gandalf's not nearly the manipulator that Al-Anon is.
Right.
Even though he's the Gandalf type character.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that book.
It's an awesome series.
Yeah, this one is only a standalone book though, just like
what is?
Well, it's not standalone, but it's in the family line with Sean.
Right.
But it's not a trilogy or a quadrilogy or whatever. Like the book before it.
Mm-hmm.
It ties to Will Almsford's story, but it's not a trilogy with Will Almsford's story.
Right.
Then still watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not nearly in the same way it was the other day when I was podcasting, where I was watching one after another. It's hard for me to work on designs when that's going on because I really want to watch what's going on the screen, so I've kind of let that fall by the wayside a little bit. And then the great courses. I'm almost done with my medieval English history class. And I'm about to go into the next phase of history. I think I have 4 more lessons. I just finished. I'm in the 14th century right now. So.
Okay, I've been catching up with podcasts. I have been binge watching Tilly Trout. I have, I think, 3 more to do of hers. I'm going backwards. I think maybe I have 4 more to do. I think I have to do 4, 3, 2, and 1, or 3, 2, and 1. I forget that I have to do. And I've watched a few others that I have been behind on, so that's been fun. I wrote almost 920 words to the shared story, which was a lot of fun as well. It's been hard to find time to do everything I want to do, given the circumstances right now. But I have made some progress, so that's cool. I'm glad about that. And as I said to Renee, who knows who she is, I did send you the links for those places where I write. So in case you want to get involved, if you want to read my stuff, if you can't find it and you just want to read my stuff, let me know and I'll send you something. Okay, dedications and acknowledgments. Okay, thank you, Bella Socks. That is Aileen, for her donation of yarn to the podcast. As we've said multiple times, you guys make it possible for us to get such wonderful.
You finally corrected Marriott's name.
You do this all the time.
Sorry.
What was I saying?
You're saying thank you for the donation of the yarn to the podcast.
Yes, but this is what makes it possible for us to give you the awesome prizes that we do. So we're very thankful for the donations. Thank you, Aileen and Mariette, who is Maria Wilhelmina, for the wonderful prize donations.
For the longest time, she had Mariette down as Marietta in the show notes, so she finally corrected it.
Yes, misinterruption. Want to thank you to Chili Trout,
Mhm.
who gave us a very nice shout out on her podcast. I forget which one it was because I was going backwards.
It's
I think it was number 8.
8,
I think it was 8, yeah. So I want to thank her for that. And if you haven't checked out Chili Trout, you really need to. She's great. I mean, she's got a neat little science section. She's got wonderful. She has a really nice way about her.
I need to rewatch the science section. I was really tired last night, so I think I zonked out during the science section.
It's interesting, but her whole podcast is really, it's informative. It's fun. It's nice and it's interesting and low key at the same time, if I can say that. She's very sweet, and I enjoy the podcast, and I think you will too. So we thank all of them. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't think we have anything else to say about. Oh, we have to do the question. I got.
I thought you were going to set up that thread.
Well, I can't do it until we determine the question.
Just choose something random.
There will be a thread in the next few days. I just have to figure out the question. She won't give me a question, so I'll have to figure it out myself. We'll figure out a question.
I do the show notes.
Don't give me that. I don't want to hear it.
And I set up the podcast itself.
I don't want to hear it. I keep up with everything.
You would not know how to do the podcast if it was not for me.
And you would not keep up with anybody if it was not for me. Anyway, the point is that we will get a thread up in the next few days with the question for the 12 Days of Christmas. It's just a matter of getting the question, and then I'll put it up there so you guys can start answering it for the 12 Days of Christmas. That will be fun. We've already got some very positive comments on the prizes.
Yes.
We're really glad that you like them. I was wondering if it was a little too much, so I'm glad you like it. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we want to wish everyone a wonderful week. Those of you who celebrate the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception on Monday, we wish you a very special feast day. And just have a wonderful week of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 132, and that's a wrap.